I'm Jeff Bilvin, and this is the Dinner DeeAs Kitchen, where dreams do come true. So long as your dream is a nice dinner, not learning to fly, or showing up at school naked. Our fully clothed, firmly grounded idea for dinner for you today is a classic cheese lasagna, and we'll even have time to make the tomato sauce from scratch, plus a meaty side to keep the carnivores content. This week on Dinner DeeAs, we've been sharing how to make the 5 key sauces known by top chefs as mother sauces. So called because they're the base for hundreds of other sauces and dishes. The week began with a bechamel, then expanded to the Espanol yesterday. And if you missed either of those, you can find the whole episodes and the recipes at our website, dinnerdeas.com. Today, sauce number 3, red sauce, sauce tomate, or simply tomato sauce. And since a great tomato sauce is essential for Italian cooking, we've invited Dan Bavaro to share how he makes his, as he runs Bavaro's Italian restaurants in Tampa, St. Pete, Sarasota, Clearwater. So we already started sweating down some onions and some garlic over here.
Tomatoes in here for sure, but yes, be a little careful so it don't splash everywhere. You know, the juices from the tomato will deglaze the pan. This way you get all that flavor.
Oh.
Pull all the flavor out into the sauce. Okay, we're just going to get that here. And, you know, the idea is to bring it to a boil, which will probably take about, 20, 30 minutes.
Okay.
And this way the heat kind of breaks the tomato down.
Okay.
We don't want to crush the tomatoes.
How important is that how important is that to not really do anything more than just letting the temperature naturally do that for you?
Just naturally take it down. And then obviously, later on, we'll blend it with an immersion mixer to make it like a, pomodoro sauce.
Sure.
It has to be really smooth. You don't really want chunks. That's more of a marinara.
Yeah. So this, let time just do its thing.
Just let
that heat do its thing. Because for the perfect tomato sauce for your next pasta or pizza, grab Dan Bavaro's recipe for this and the lasagna we'll be making with it at dinnerdeas.com. All the amounts, ingredients, and directions are there to print. Or read along on your phone while you watch. Just scan the QR code. That just means open the camera app as if you're taking a photo and point at the box in the corner of the screen, and a link to us will pop up right on your phone. So this is just going to do its own thing over here.
It's just going to sit there, cook, tomatoes break down.
And just be.
Just relax.
Now, what do we got over here with some meats over here?
So over here, I figure since we're making a lasagna, right? You got to have a little bit of something on the side.
Totally.
So growing up as a kid, Sunday was the day when we cooked.
Okay.
My mother cooked.
Okay.
Yeah, so this would be going, the pot of sauce would be going. Obviously meatballs here, Bavaros, we make thousands of every week by hand, roll them up. So if you don't want to go through that process, it's fine. You just can buy a good meatball at the store. Because trust me, once the meatballs poach in the sauce is going to do the work and bring out all the flavors.
Love it. I absolutely love it. All right.
So next with that, meatballs prepared, ready to go. You want to bake those before you do this process, not put them in raw.
Okay.
Okay, and then obviously we're going to get some Italian sausage. And you could do a hot or a sweet, depending on what you like.
Okay.
Okay. And
what do you like?
I honestly use the hot.
Yeah.
It doesn't, make it too hot, the sauce, but it adds a little bit of kick.
A little bit.
And the flavors and the seasoning with the meatballs and into the sauce.
Absolutely. It's another flavor ingredient. It's that agent right there that just brings it to the next level. Okay.
And all we're doing here is, you get your pan on medium-high, let that heat up, and then we just want to brown it a few minutes on each side.
While our sauce tomate simmers and our sausage sautés, we're taking a break. But when we come back, how to use the sauce for a quick classic cheese lasagna ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. They say the secret's in the sauce. Not true today because we're making a tomato sauce, and so far there's only garlic, onion, and San Marzano tomatoes in it, unless our guest today, Dan Bavaro, snuck some secrets in during the break. You didn't do it, right?
No secrets yet.
No secrets yet, but the real ingredients, and no secret here either, which we cooked up before the break, was some sauteed onion and garlic, which we added peeled plum tomatoes to and brought to a slow boil and left to simmer. Meanwhile, we made some meat, cooking up Italian sausage for a side dish that is just absolutely beautiful. I just want to go get some bread we were talking about, make a sausage grinder right now. I don't think I can just yet Because the sauce is not done yet either, though. What do we need to do to finish the sauce?
Yeah, so to finish the sauce, actually, I'm gonna put you to work.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're on. You're chef.
I'm ready.
Chef. That's
I'm ready.
It. Let's go.
I'm ready. I'm getting
so
in.
we're gonna add fine sea salt.
Okay.
And some sugar.
Okay. You're gonna go all in here?
All in there.
Okay.
Everything's already weighed out.
Okay.
And then, of course, we're gonna go after that. Once that's, we're gonna go with the fresh basil.
Okay.
We're just gonna dump that in, and then obviously we'll, we'll blend that. We'll use the immersion mixer to kind of make sure it's nice and smooth.
Okay. You think we can do that part now?
Yeah, you could do that now.
I'm ready. I want to get my mixing on, my friend. I want to mix things up.
Yeah, and the key to this sauce is obviously the smoothness of it, right? You know, you talk about mother sauces and all that, what it could do. This is the foundation of so many dishes. Chicken Parmesan, eggplant Parmesan. You can make a bolognese with this sauce. You know, traditionally you build the sauce after the meats and proteins, but if, we're busy here. We got, kids back to school now, right?
Yep.
You would just, onions, celery, carrots, dice it down, saute those, then brown your meat, and then add your already cooked sauce in and just let it simmer for a little bit. So super versatile, this sauce.
I love it. I love it. And this would continue to just get so much thinner, smoother, because we're going to break all this down. But with the magic of TV,
I mean, look at this.
we already did that.
We did that.
We
We're
already
prepared.
did that, and we let all of this come together and already get to that nice thin consistency that you were looking for.
Correct.
And now that right there, that's a work of art. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and it's nice and smooth. It's cooked down, and it's ready. We're getting it ready to build a lasagna.
Now, we had those meats that we had done from before. We took a little bit of some time to really make sure that we got a nice sear on those sausages. We already had the meatballs that were done earlier as well. You right now are ladling some of the sauce out.
Correct.
Okay.
And we're doing this to prepare the lasagna. So we want to keep that separate because obviously especially the sausage is not thoroughly cooked
Yes.
yet. So that's why we're separating it now. Meatballs are already baked, so they're good.
They're good.
Yeah.
But then, will these sausages now take even more flavor because now this is going to start braising inside those?
Correct. Yeah, so we're just, you're going to keep this on medium, low to medium heat. We really don't want to boil it because it's just going to thicken the sauce.
Now, does this bring you back to memories of cooking with Mom?
Listen, not really cooking with Mom. I'll tell you the memory. I'll give you a little Bavaro history, whether it was my grandmother feeding 50 Bavaros in her, apartment in Brooklyn over the holiday, or Sunday. This was our meal just about every Sunday growing up. But I'll tell you what, me, my brother, and my cousins used to get in trouble, maybe wood spoon on the hand. We'd come in, and when the sauce got to a certain point, there's always be loaves of bread around.
And you were just dipping? Were you going?
Just sneak one of these.
Just sneak and walk away and just go?
Just walk away and go. And then if if you had some brass, you take a meatball that's been poached.
Oh, so then you just go fork in and just try to run away and go?
But you got to bolt.
Well, I got to figure out a way to do this, and you need to make this superb sauce. Whether you're braising beef, layering up a lasagna, stealing parts of the sauce, with just dipping the bread into it. Hey, your secret's safe with us. Just grab the recipe at dinnerdeas.com. Scan that QR code with your phone to get to us right now. So, what are we doing over here?
This cheese here is ricotta.
Okay.
You could use impastata.
Okay.
So when you buy the ricotta for this especially, and almost like if you're making like a cannoli filling, you want to buy a dry ricotta, which is impastata. It just means, the water's kind of out of it a little bit more. And it helps when you're cooking the lasagna, especially that it's not super liquidy.
Exactly. So that is intentional for that as well. Okay, then.
And then here we have fur de latte, which is a fresh mozzarella. Again, you don't want like a super, you want to drain the water out. We're going to have that big ingredient with cheese in Italy.
Okay.
Parmigiano Reggiano.
Okay.
And then obviously a cracked egg to kind of bind everything
And that's
together.
going to help. Okay.
And then very simple here. I got some gloves on, right? And we're just going to break this up by hand. Okay, mix everything thoroughly. And again, you don't really want clumps.
Yeah.
You just want a nice, smooth texture.
Now, is it important to do it by hand? Is that part of the whole quality control to make sure that you don't get those clumps? Or is it just like an old world tradition that's still a part of today?
We're going to do this the old school way.
Yeah.
Because we're going to cheat on the pasta.
Okay, all right.
Bavaros, we make the pasta from scratch.
Okay.
Here we're going to cheat because of time, and we're going to show people you can make a really good dish almost from scratch, right?
Yeah.
The pasta, and just kind of speed the process up a little bit.
I love it. Our fine fromage filling is finished, which means it's time to say lasagna assemble and put together our pasta puzzle when we come back from this quick break. Ahead on Dinner Diaz. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. It's Mother Sauce Week. As each day this week, we share the simple sauces everyone should know to give you the keys to open a world of dinner ideas. Today, we're keeping it simple with a tomato sauce thanks to Dan Bavaro, whose namesake Italian restaurants are in Tampa, St. Pete, Sarasota, and Clearwater. And hey, Dan, your mom's not around right now, so your secret's safe with all of our viewers too.
A little bit of this.
You gotta do the bread test, man.
No spoon?
Brings you back to your childhood.
Oh, man,
right
really
there.
good.
That's the childhood moment right there. In a moment, though, how that same sauce helps make a classic cheese lasagna so lovely. Before the break, we finished our tomato sauce. After letting it simmer, we added sea salt, sugar, and basil, and left it to reduce for another 15 minutes, then used our finished sauce to braise some sausage and meatballs and a little bit of a test ground for your bread to go there, while we mix together the cheese filling for a lasagna, combining ricotta, mozzarella, Parmigiano Reggiano, not Parmesan, egg, and sea salt. Now, we've got everything kind of ready to go.
Everything ready to go. This is easy now.
This is the
We're
easy
in the home
part.
stretch.
This is the home stretch. All right, we're rounding third.
That
coming
was
in for
really
home.
good, by the way.
Was it really good?
That's really good.
Like, that's like
That's a flashback. And I didn't have to run.
You didn't have to run. Mom's not looking right now.
No spoon coming, no slippers.
That's it. But that's what food does. It transports us back to those memories of just being a kid sometimes
That's honestly
in the kitchen.
like the whole
How
purpose
cool is
of this
that?
thing. Yeah,
I love that.
It's totally the memory. So this is very easy to do.
Okay.
Okay. And you have with the pasta, you could buy these. These are called oven ready. It says it on the box.
Yeah.
Oven ready. And you don't have to cook it. Otherwise, you got to boil it, take it out, and it gets messy.
Sure.
All right. So this is simple. So always start, with a layer of pomodoro sauce.
Okay.
Okay. Just a thin layer. You don't want it too thick. You just don't want the pasta to stick to the pan. Okay. So we're going to put these sheets. Even myself, when I bought these, I made one this morning, 6 o'clock before I got here.
You're out.
Backup.
Okay, so
ready.
some people have eggs for breakfast. You're saying, no, I'll make a lasagna for breakfast.
So don't get nervous. You see how the sheet doesn't fill the pan?
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Because when it cooks in the oven, the pasta expands. Okay? So then we do the layer. Going to take another layer of sauce here. Again, not too much. Going to make that nice and thin.
Okay.
Then we have our mix
Okay.
that we did in advance, right? And we're just gonna take some.
Now, how thick of a layer of cheese do you really want to have these dollops?
This is where you get creative. You love a lot of cheese.
Okay.
You can put a little extra. You want something nice and light. You don't have to go crazy.
Okay.
For me, I'm just doing a few dollops, and then we'll kind of smush it down with the spoon.
Okay.
This way we have room, to build a few layers, because at the end, you really want like 2-3 layers.
I mean, is that how it really, is that kind of like the tell of a really good lasagna? Is always going to be like the amount of pasta sheets? Because sometimes you see it on a menu or even on social media, someone's got 100 layers of lasagna. I mean, is that overkill? Or is that just something where it's why are you doing that?
I think, at the end of the day, it's people's preference.
Yeah.
For me, I had the best lasagna of my life in Firenze, Italy.
Okay.
Walked into some old building. I don't know. It had to be over 100-something years old. It was completely bricked, and it was the arches.
Yeah.
And I just, you know what? I never really ordered lasagna at a restaurant.
Yeah.
So I ordered the lasagna, and it was 3 layers: bottom, middle, top. Right.
Okay. Simple.
Just simple. Enough cheese, enough sauce, and with the right ingredients, the simplicity is where it's at.
I love it.
So,
I love that.
All right. So now you got your cheese there, right? You're going to put another layer.
Okay.
Same thing.
So this is like wash and
Layer of
repeat.
sauce, wash and
Wash,
repeat.
rinse, repeat. This is the same thing.
Same
Layer,
thing.
layer, layer. Just keep going. Build,
Keep going.
build,
So we're
build.
going to do that there. Again, just so it don't stick, builds the flavor. Keep in mind, when you put this in the oven at 375 for a half hour, all these flavors are just going to kind of blend together. Cheese is going to melt because it's going to go around the sides, and pasta's going to cook down. And me personally, a little trick. If you're doing like a chicken parmesan or an eggplant parmesan,
Okay.
even a lasagna, I would make it the day before you're going to eat it, or
Why?
serve it for your guests. So you go through the whole process, cook it off, let it cool, put it in the cooler, refrigerator obviously covered, and then heat it up the next day.
Okay.
There's something about these dishes just sitting in all the juices and just the flavors overnight.
It just comes back in.
And then when you heat it up,
Yeah.
it'll be a little bit more firm instead of a liquidy, even though you let it rest afterwards 15 minutes. But the next day,
all those flavors.
just where
even
it's
more
at.
so come alive with this one.
Yeah,
Oh.
it just comes alive. So
To make this, or just the tomato sauce we started out with for dinner tonight, grab the recipes for both at dinnerdias.com. Just scan the QR code to find us.
okay, we're on our last layer here.
We're on that last layer.
Again, very simple layer of sauce. Okay. We're going to take some of this cheese, get some dollops. We're going to build that out. And as you can see, you want to spread the cheese evenly throughout.
So that way you have a nice consistent bite when you're going in.
Yeah,
you're getting all of that.
You get a blend of
pasta,
all the flavors.
sauce. Who doesn't love lasagna? I mean, like really, like.
And it's so easy to make.
It's so easy.
It comes down to the preparation.
But like you were saying, having everything kind of set up, having a station ready to go, really helps in the entire process.
Yeah, that's something I think you learn when you're in the restaurants.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's home cook, maybe nowadays because of TV and
Sure.
YouTube and all that, but, you really learn how to be prepared when you work in a restaurant. I think everybody at some point in their life should work in a restaurant or serve. It teaches you so much.
Everything.
Yeah,
It teaches you
I mean,
everything.
it's a beautiful thing.
How to work in a fast-paced environment, communication, sales,
Yeah.
everything.
Everything.
The appreciation of the people, the values, the
Food,
ingredients, the
culinary.
stories, everything.
Yeah,
it
it's
is
just
such a
such a-
beautiful, beautiful industry.
Yeah, so here we are. As you can see, we're pretty much to the top. And I'll probably throw a little bit more sauce on the top.
Okay.
Because you want to make sure the pasta is covered.
Okay.
Really important. Almost like when you're topping a pizza.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you see people, you got spirals. You don't want that because what happens is when you cook, it kind of dries that portion out.
Yeah, and all of that gravity is just going to help kind of bring some of that and fill in those little crevices there too for you.
Correct. And here I won't really spread out the cheese too much.
Okay.
I kind of like the dollops. You know,
Okay.
everybody eats with their eyes. Presentation is so important, right? So we don't just want to see like a layer of cheese. That's the stuff you buy frozen in the supermarket.
Yeah.
No, we want to show the,
You took the time to do the
of
craftsmanship
this.
of doing something special for your loved ones and your family. See, Italian food, celebrate it here.
All right. Here we are. Beautiful.
I love it.
Super important. Cover it.
Why is it super important to have a cover?
Because you want that heat to stay inside of the dish. This way all the ingredients kind of come together.
I love it.
And then you're going to do that for 25 minutes.
Okay.
At 375. Go back into the oven. Take the tinfoil off. This way the cheese browns for about 5 to 10 minutes to your liking. Ooh. And then once it's done, you let it rest for 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And then on the plate it goes.
Ooh, I can't wait. Jen, from one yummy and easy dish to another. When we come back, we'll show you how our lasagna turns out ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. Dan Bavaro is here from Italian restaurant Bavaro's as we hit hump day on our week of mother sauces, the 5 starter sauce recipes, which are the gateway to a world of wonderful meals. And today's sauce, tomato, which we cooked up and made into this cheese lasagna, plus used to braise our side of sausage and meatballs. My friend, is there a trick? Do you go lasagna first? You go meatball? I'm kind of like excited to go.
I don't think there's it's your personal preference.
Okay. You ready to go for lasagna then?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little lasagna.
You're going lasagna in.
I haven't made lasagna in like years.
Years. So this is coming out of like the whole like repertoire, but when you're thinking about when you come back to this after years of not having it and making it,
think you're on Stillwell Avenue or Brooklyn, New York. 30 of your relatives, cousins, aunts, uncles. You're crammed in a small 2-bedroom apartment.
yeah.
And your 80-year-old grandmother's in the kitchen, and no one's allowed in there. There's no stealing sauce from grandma.
There's no stealing sauce from grandma.
You
That
weren't
was
even making it in.
you are not passing the matriarch to the family.
Yeah, so you just wait. Everybody's hanging out. But honestly, one of the biggest things in the restaurant business, especially for me and our business, Bavaro's, is that connection. Like you said, you eat this, I eat this, I go back. Elementary school.
Yeah. It's nostalgia. It's communal.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's the romantic approach to what we as a culture just love about food. And to know that a mother sauce birthed a dish like this. It's very fitting and very symbolic of all of this in so many different ways.
Yeah.
That this is a sauce that you can take in so many different directions.
Versatile.
But still have that sense of purpose and purpose behind a sauce that can be perfect for braising the meats, perfect for lasagna, or just a gateway back to that little Dan Bavaro who was seeing his grandma make this from afar while you wanted to break into that room, steal it with that bread, but you couldn't because you knew you were going to get the spoon.
Exactly. The spoon.
The spoon.
Like I said, Grandma, you're not making it in. You're not making it in.
But this recipe should be making it into your repertoire, my friends, because Dan Bavaro was here to help us with all of it. Thanks again to Dan Bavaro. His tomato sauce recipe and directions for how to make this lasagna are at dinnerdias.com, along with a link to his restaurants, where you can also buy his sauce already made for you. Scan the QR code to get there from your phone. Tomorrow, our sauce week continues with the very versatile fileté. How to make it, plus tips on how making a simple vegetable stock from scratch is the way to go. I'm Jeff Philbin. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for more Dinner Dias. This is so good.
This is great. I'm hungry. I'm just eating.
Oh,
You do
so
your
good.
thing.